Hello everybody, Jordan here, and today we've got another livery of the week! Alright, today somebody has requested a KLM 747-400 in the new livery. Now originally we were deciding, hey, screw that, let's do the older livery, or the 93 livery. But apparently from looking at our Discord server, most people prefer the new livery anyways, so yeah, let's go with that. Anyway, let's begin with the tour. So, as you can tell, we redid the 747 nose. It looks a lot less retarded, as you last saw in the Lufthansa 747-8 livery of the week in the new livery. It's a lot less fat in the nose, which is kind of a good thing. Just for comparison, here's what the old nose looked like, and here's what the new nose looks like. So, yeah, there's a big difference there. So we modified the fuselage to make it a lot more 747-like. We also modified the landing gear slightly, but we have improved air intakes down here, as well as an improved wing box and tweaked wing and landing gear. So as you can see that. But let's start with the actual tour of the livery. At the front of the aircraft for the new livery for KLM, they have a line that kind of swoops down and swoops back up. I really like it. It's like I swear to God, mine, as I was saying, the darker blue line in contrast to the lighter blue color kind of swoops down and then swoops back up. I really like this. It's a very modern and simple change that keeps a very iconic livery iconic. So good job, KLM. Good job. Proud of you guys. You didn't screw everything up. So on the fuselage, it states KLM Royal Dutch Airlines right here. And we have the Sky Team logo right here. Now some freaking moron decides to keep removing the Air France KLM little thing I have right here, but right under the cockpit windows they have that little emblem. Now it's lower on the real aircraft, but I don't necessarily have the block space for that, so just deal with this. We have the registration here at the rear of the aircraft, as well as the Dutch flag for the nationality of this airline, and we also have the line which slopes up at the aft of the aircraft and slopes down at the forward, giving a pretty nice modern feel for the airplane. Over here at the Cf6 Engines for this aircraft, we have the KLM logo on each side. So here's engine number 1, engine number 2, and 3 and 4 over there, which are the exact same. Landing gear has seen slight improvements. They look a lot more neat. So here's the landing gear. So here's the center gear with improved gear doors and the bay for the landing gear to be retracted into. That's also been improved as well. And the small gear doors right here. The layering itself has also been improved, so that's a nice... we have this little section on the fuselage right next to the wing in which the flaps move on, so we added that detail to the 747s, which is a pretty nice feature there. On the wing we have flap, slat, aileron, and flaperon details, so here's the ailerons, here's the flaps, we have a flaperon detail over here. We have the flap track fairings on the underside of the wing, as well as slats, which are represented by the cobblestone at the front of the wing. And we also have a wing light right here, which is kind of hard to see, but that's a beacon right there, so yeah. On the top of the aircraft, we have different airfoil extensions to measure data to feed to the flight crew. And we also have the beacon light on top of the aircraft, and the upper deck exit as well as there. At the nose gear of the aircraft, we have the gear door and the gear bay for that. Gear's pretty large, but overall, very satisfied how this gear turned out. Towards the aft of the 747, we have the horizontal stabilizers with the detail for the elevator section of them, as well as the vertical stabilizer with the very iconic KLM logo on the stabilizer there. We have the stabilizer trim right here for the horizontal stabilizers, so this helps the aircraft with this pitch control. We have the logo light, which, as you guessed it, illuminates the logo on the stabilizer. And we also have the auxiliary power unit, or APU, at the rear of the aircraft. On board the aircraft, at the L1 door, we can tour the improved interior. So here's KLM's World Business Class section, which is in the front of the aircraft and on the upper deck. So they have this little seat. Actually, this is the better seat. They have a little seat right here. You have a little TV station. It's very nice, very nice. Now on the real 747, it's two seats side by side, but I do not have space for that, so we're just having to opt for one seat. We have a little galley right here. We have some closets there. Alright, as we're continuing on in the interior, we have the economy comfort zone for KLM. Now what I found was very interesting was this is only on one side of the aircraft. On the other side of the aircraft, they have a literal gigantic galley right here. So there's no seats on this side for economy comfort, but there is on the left side of the aircraft. We have lavatories right here. We have the stairs to the upper deck, which we will go to in a second. We have the L2 and R2 door right here with a little galley station for that. We have regular economy, which goes throughout the rest of the cabin right here. So more lavatories. The overwing exit. Well, it is overwing, but it's not like an overwing exit, but it kind of is like an overwing exit, if that makes sense. We have another galley right here with lavatories, more regular economy. We also have another galley at the rear of the aircraft with another exit. We have the rear of the aircraft, which becomes more narrow, which explains why the seats are kind of getting smaller, if you will. And we have the rear galley and rear exits right here. Alright, so I'm at the R2 door, and as you can see, as I mentioned previously, there's a galley and lavatory right here, but we can tour the upper deck right here, and it's the exact same KLM World Business Class as you saw on the front of the aircraft, but only on the upper deck right here, so very nice. We have the upper deck exit right here. We also have another seat. We have a little crew rest area for the crew right there, and I swear to God, that actually startled me for a second there. On the flight deck of the aircraft, we have the yoke, throttle quadrant, and if you don't mind, type in chat, taxiway sucks, thank you. Anyway, in the flight deck we have the captain's yoke, throttle quadrant, and the first officer's yoke. We have the seats, foot pedals, panel, MCP. Now I don't have space for an overhead panel, so I apologize for not having detail for that. I swear to God! Now, as I mentioned previously in other videos, it is very obvious this is not a 747 throttle quadrant, but quite frankly, this looks a lot better than having nothing, so we're sticking with this. Now, the last part of the aircraft we will be showing today is the cargo hold. So here's the forward cargo hold of the 747. It's got a lot of space right here, and here's just the side panels, the lights, and then just the railings for the cargo to be rolled onto. We can go inside here, which is where the fuel tank would be, which is a pretty large area. And over here, we have the aft cargo hold behind the wing, which also is pretty large and carries a pretty hefty cargo load. I also forgot to mention, for some odd reason, the winglets on board this aircraft, which I think look pretty well. They have the KLM logo on them right there, as well as other details. And the engines have been slightly improved to look a lot more like the real counterpart. Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below some more suggestions for next week's Livery of the Week aircraft, and subscribe for more content like this. Anyway, I'm Jordan. Thanks for watching.